Hello, I'm Carly. In this video, we will explore the management of EB80 Industry 4.0 functions in POWERLINK together. I will guide you step by step through the process in a simple and clear way. Stay with me to find out everything you need to know about this topic. The advanced diagnostic functions of EB80 provide traditional maintenance with a powerful analysis tool to ensure reliable, safe, and long-lasting operation of production units by optimizing predictive maintenance to prevent failures and avoid plant downtime. Having all real-time information on equipment operation, monitoring component end-of-life, and optimizing spare parts inventory management. They must be enabled in the device-specific parameters section by setting the value 1 in the init value field of the i4.0 enable parameter. We use the data management configuration in Word by using the corresponding XDD file so that all data is already defined in the I/O mapping. Valve data refresh time. The system cyclically and sequentially reads the data of each solenoid valve with the update time set in this parameter. Actuators data refresh time. The system cyclically and sequentially reads the data of each actuator with the update time set in this parameter. Let's now review all the system data for the valves. We activate the monitor function. Counter switching indicates the number of system power-ups and is updated at each startup. Power alarm counter indicates the number of alarms due to supply voltage being outside the allowed range. Valve ID indicates the number of the valve to which the displayed data refers. Valve type indicates whether the valve ID refers to a valve or to a pressure regulator. Average life excess signal, bit 0 activates after exceeding 30 million cycles, meaning the valve has surpassed 60% of its average lifetime. Short circuit alarm counter indicates the number of short circuit alarms for each individual solenoid. Circuit open alarm counter indicates the number of alarms for an open circuit coil for each individual solenoid. Cycle counter indicates the number of activations performed by each solenoid. Counter of total pilot 1, energizing time in seconds, indicates the total activation time for each solenoid. Electro-pneumatic system control functions. These functions allow real-time monitoring of the system's operation by measuring actuator reaction and movement times. Up to 10 actuators can be configured. Each must be assigned a valve number and 2 limit switch sensors connected to an EB80 digital input module, as shown in the diagram. Parameter settings. These are carried out in the device-specific parameters section by setting the value in the init value field. ID coil 1 indicates the solenoid associated with the actuator's extension movement, in this case 3. ID coil 2 indicates the solenoid associated with the actuator's retraction movement, in this case 4. ID input endpoint 1 indicates the sensor for the retracted actuator position, in this case 1. ID input endpoint 2 indicates the sensor for the extended actuator position, in this case 2. Forward activation, delay. The delay time in milliseconds between the electrical activation of the valve and the extension movement, in this case 100 milliseconds. Forward activation tolerance, the allowed percentage tolerance for the forward activation delay. Backward activation, delay, the delay time in milliseconds between the electrical activation of the valve and the retraction movement, in this case 150 milliseconds. Backward activation tolerance, the allowed percentage tolerance for the backward activation delay. Actuator movement time, the actuator extension time in milliseconds. Actuator movement time tolerance, the allowed percentage tolerance for the actuator movement time. Actuator return time, the actuator retraction time in milliseconds. Actuator return time tolerance, the allowed percentage tolerance for the actuator return time. Now let's look at the monitored data in the I/O mapping tab. Actuator ID is the number of the actuator to which the displayed data refers. State indicates which measured times deviate from the configured tolerance. Actuator delay is the delay time between the electrical activation of the valve and the actuator movement. Actuator reset delay is the delay time between the electrical deactivation of the valve and the actuator movement. Actuator time is the actuator extension time. Return time is the actuator retraction time. Actuator stroke counter is the number of extension and retraction strokes performed by the actuator. Great job! I hope you found this guide useful and clear. Thank you for watching this video with me.